$852 billion versus $380 billion. The two most valuable AI companies on Earth just drew their battle lines. And the numbers tell a story nobody expected. Chapter 1. The Money. On March 31st, OpenAI closed the largest private funding round in history. $122 billion. Amazon, $50 billion. NVIDIA, $30. SoftBank, $30. Valuation, $852 billion. 2 months earlier, Anthropic raised $30 billion at $380 billion. Less than half. On paper, OpenAI wins easily. But valuations don't tell you who's winning. Revenue does. Chapter 2. The Revenue Race. OpenAI generates $2 billion in revenue every single month. $24 billion annualized. Anthropic is at $19 billion. A $5 billion gap. But here's where it gets interesting. 15 months ago, Anthropic was at $1 billion. Today, 19. That's a 14 times increase. OpenAI went from 7 billion to 24 in the same period. 3.4 times. Anthropic is growing 10 times per year. OpenAI, 3.4 times. Multiple analysts, including Epoch AI, project that their revenue lines cross in August 2026 at around $43 billion each. The company that's worth less than half might earn more within 5 months. Chapter 3. The Hidden Crisis. OpenAI has 900 million weekly active users, 50 million subscribers. But there's a number they don't put in the headlines. Only 5.5% of those users pay. The other 94.5% use ChatGPT for free, while OpenAI pays for every single query they make. The result? OpenAI is projected to lose $14 billion in 2026. Not revenue, losses. And according to the information, the company expects cumulative losses of $44 billion between 2023 and 2028. Profitability? Not until 2029 at the earliest. They raised $122 billion because they have to, not because they want to. Chapter 4. The Enterprise Flip. This is the part that should worry OpenAI the most. 18 months ago, OpenAI dominated enterprise AI spending with 50% of the market. Anthropic had 12%. Today, Anthropic has 40%. OpenAI has dropped to 27%. According to the Ramp AI Index, Anthropic now wins 73% of first-time enterprise deals. 10 weeks ago, that split was 50-50. The reversal was structural. 80% of Anthropic's revenue comes from businesses. Only 40% of OpenAI's does. Anthropic built an enterprise machine. OpenAI built a consumer app, and now it's trying to pivot. They even killed Sora to focus on enterprise and coding. But Anthropic has a 2-year head start. Chapter 5. The Product War. Claude Code generates $2.5 billion in annual revenue. 9 months old. 4% of all GitHub commits. SaaStr called it the fastest product ramp in B2B software history. OpenAI's Codex has 2 million weekly users. But Claude Code has 54% of the enterprise coding market. OpenAI, 21%. And then there's ads. OpenAI added advertising to ChatGPT, something Altman once called a last resort. Anthropic promised Claude will never show ads. That promise is now their most powerful weapon. Chapter 6. The Verdict. Let me put the full picture side by side. OpenAI, $852 billion valuation, $24 billion revenue, 900 million users, losing $14 billion a year, 5% pay. Anthropic, $380 billion valuation, $19 billion revenue, growing 3 times faster, 80% enterprise, profitable by 2027. OpenAI is bigger. Anthropic is faster. OpenAI raised more capital. Anthropic might not need to. Both companies are planning IPOs this year. When they go public, the market will decide who was right. But the data tells a story. The most expensive company isn't always the best investment. Sometimes the one growing quietly is the one you should have been watching all along. Subscribe. I cover every update as it happens. This is 24 Claude, and the war is just getting started.